So you're starting a new business and you're not entirely sure where to start, who to deal with. It feels like a real mountain to climb at the very beginning. Now, I know that feeling, and I want to give you some tips in this video about how you go about starting a business, right? What's the best way to penetrate a market, to get in there with the right people, to understand what the top of the game is actually doing. Okay, so when you're first starting out, you've got no idea how to break into a new business. It's all well and good to read a bunch of resources online. And to be honest, most of the stuff that you need and require, all the resources are actually already online. They're on YouTube. There's a bunch of different courses that you could buy and pay for to get access into certain type of communities. But let me tell you, nothing beats creating face-to-face relationships with business leaders who are at the top of the field. So here is going to be a major hack into finding how you break into a particular industry, how you learn from those people, right? How you should approach them. These are things that I've been doing from a very young age. Okay, I had the confidence from a very young age to attempt all different types of businesses. So I would know because I failed many businesses and succeeded quite majorly in a particular business and now continue to want to proceed in different industries. So I've started different businesses from absolute scratch. And I know how difficult it is to start in an industry and have no idea where do you even begin? Right? A bunch of you guys are probably listening to these videos. You might have a 9 to 5, you might have a little bit of money saved up, and you're thinking, okay, how do I get involved in pay per click? How do I get involved in SEO? How do I get involved in organic marketing? How can I start a TikTok page? How can I become an influencer? How can I start an e-com shop and sell particular types of products? There are so many different types of online businesses that you could get involved in. The hardest part is actually starting and knowing where to start and who you meet. Now, as much as there are resources online, what I will warn you against is if you're buying these courses that some of these gurus are selling, right? I don't sell any courses, but if you are buying some courses from a guru, what you'll notice is that they're not really giving you much added value. Okay, they're telling you if they really had that much money, they wouldn't be selling courses. So what they'll give you is the basics about how to kick off. And some of that is good enough to get your confidence going in the sense that, okay, here's an Amazon course on how to start Amazon FBA. You get the basics. You might get a tool or two showing you which products that you need to be selling, which products are actually selling well on Amazon. So that gets you going, but that never helps you with the tips and tricks. The tips and tricks come with when you know people in the industry and you guys have a knowledge sharing community where you guys are talking about what works, what doesn't work. Okay, it's all about the community that you're actually in, and it's also all about meeting these people face to face. So the best way to meet people face to face in your industry is to go to business conferences. I have been to a couple of conferences here while I've been in Dubai. Okay, one was a Bitcoin conference. It was called Bitcoin. It was like a community Bitcoin conference, and it was quite a small one. It was about 200 people, and it was like Abu Dhabi people and Dubai people all coming together. It was a very small conference, so that one I didn't find very effective, but it still opens up doors, and you meet all sorts of people. And then the last couple of days, I went to Sigma here in Dubai, which is a gaming and crypto conference, and then tomorrow you've got AWS, which is one of the biggest affiliate conferences in the world. Now, tickets for these things aren't necessarily very expensive. Maybe in places like Dubai they are expensive, but you can go to the less expensive ones. Like I'm going to a BTC conference in Bucharest on the 2nd and 3rd of March, and tickets are 75 euros. So if you're in the crypto game and you're trying to learn about crypto, how to launch a token, how to trade, how to trade on exchanges, anything you want to do in crypto, you pay $75 and you go to a conference in Bucharest, or you fly there. It can't be too expensive in Europe to get a flight to Bucharest, right? You stay in an Airbnb, you go to that conference, and you have to have the confidence to just walk up to people in that conference. Now you can walk up to stands, and the stands are usually exhibitors and people trying to sell you stuff. So that doesn't tend to be the most useful use of your time, but you can certainly learn a lot from walking up to the stands. Some of them have some great offers, but the best people I've met in conferences are the ones that are just simply walking around, minding their own business, and you can just stop. And people are very friendly at these conferences, by the way. Okay, feel free to just walk up to them and be like, "Hey there, how are you? I'm in the whatever. I'm in the crypto trading business. Are you in the same business by any chance? What do you guys do?" Most people I find are very friendly. No one will fob you off. Also, don't spend too long with people. that you feel will not be beneficial for you. Move the conversation on quickly. It's fine. You're not being rude. Okay. You can, I mean, I have 30-second conversations with people, right? So people like, oh yeah, I've got this casino and it's accepting Russian players. Do you have any traffic in Russia? And I'm like, nah, man, that's not my business. But listen, nice to meet you. I wish you a good conference. That's it. I literally close the conversation off very quickly. So the fastest way for you to penetrate any business is not necessarily going to be online courses, right? It's not going to be buying some guru's course. All that will do is actually motivate you to get started in the business. But then to excel in that industry and to excel in that field, you have to go to business conferences. There's no doubt in my mind, right? I only grew because I went to the conferences. I met the biggest people in the industry, in affiliate marketing, in online casinos, and I struck the best deals. I had the best deals in the market. I did that for many years. And then when I moved on and found other businesses, I had to go to those conferences to open up the doors. Now we're going to Bitcoin crypto conferences to meet those people and just walk up to people. You have to have the confidence. You don't want to go to a conference and just sit there in the corner drinking coffee, not speaking to anyone and just listening to the speakers. The speakers, fine, there's a thing or two you could learn, you might take some notes, but the real stuff is walking up to people in those conferences, having a chat with them, working out what they do, building a contact list, and just reach out to them. Be like, hey, I'm doing this. How can we do knowledge sharing? And always ask the questions, how can I help you in your business? I'm doing this. I'd love to learn a thing or two. How can I help you expand your business? Okay, so be very open to the idea of connecting with people at business conferences. That will be your best way to meet people face to face. The best relationships are still face to face. They're not built online. All these communities that you see online, people don't give a shit about you. They haven't really met you. So unless you've got a big name or you're a big influencer, you're not gonna get much respect from people in these online communities. And I know that from a lot of the crypto Telegram groups that I'm in, right? People do not give a shit about you. They're all anonymous. Okay, and anonymous people, no wonder they're rug pulling because they can't be caught. But some of these anonymous people are actually out at these conferences. You could literally meet them, take their Telegram, take their WhatsApp, take their Instagram. Now you have an in with people. Now you have a network of people in the industry. And even if you're starting from scratch, you have to build an address book of people in that industry who are doing well. Okay, this shit is hard. You will not make millions overnight. It took me many failed attempts to finally make millions of dollars. You could do the same thing. I'm trying to fast track your success here so you're not sitting there online baffled thinking ChatGPT is going to build your business overnight and you're going to make millions of dollars. The world is still built on face-to-face negotiations, meeting people face-to-face, building trustworthy relationships, and having people help you, you being mentored by someone, knowledge sharing, and helping others grow their business and connecting people in the industry that you're working in. Okay, so I went to this conference, I bumped into a lot of old friends, I have contacts, I have ways that I can help them in their business. If I want to get back involved, which I might just dabble again in the online casino business, then it looks like there's a lot of money on the table there, even though I'd much rather spend all of my time on my personal brand. Now I'm going to spend a very small amount of time on the online casino business because I'm very well connected in that game. And I will do videos about how I got involved in that game. And this was one of the main routes, in fact, going to conferences and meeting the top dogs in the game. And then, being a bit of a boss and dressing well, I do lots of content about all that stuff. People need to respect you if they're going to give you any of their time a day. You don't want to be one of these dweeby guys that just doesn't make any friends at the conference, okay? You want to be respected, you want to be a man, you want to be dressed well, and you want to be an open book to a certain degree because you have nothing really to hide at the beginning. So you're trying to gain as much knowledge as possible. That is how you break into any industry on the planet. It doesn't cost you much money. It's a pair of balls and a bit of research and getting on a flight.